The Grim Tale of Grace Macabre, Chapter 52. Grace drove her mom's Audi to Annabelle Lee Trail, the new subdivision where two of the children had been abducted. She gave Sara her phone and asked her to text Ari that she was running late because she was shopping for a special outfit. Ari responded that he missed her and loved her and was looking forward to spending Halloween night with her. His response nauseated Grace, but she had Sara reply that she loved him too and would be at the club around 8 p.m. Though she was heartbroken and very scared at what was to come, she had perspective. She had purpose. She pulled into the parking lot of the elementary school that served the subdivision and switched off the engine. Her phone rang. Grace saw that it was from her mother. "Hey, Mom, what's up?" Jennifer was excited. "Honey, I just got a call from Jessica. The district attorney called and has dropped all charges against you." Grace was overcome with relief. "Oh, thank God," she said. "But why?" "Well, Marcy Barnes confessed to writing all that terrible stuff about you in Justin's journal," Jennifer said. "Marcy?" Grace asked. "Why did she do that? I've never done anything to her." "Well, Marcy didn't like that you and Justin were speaking in class," Jennifer explained. "She was jealous, honey, and blamed you that she and Justin never became more than just friends. She made the entries in his journal after he killed himself." "But I only spoke with Justin a few times," Grace replied, "and it was always about school stuff. Why did she think that?" "Jealousy is an ugly beast," Jennifer said. "It makes people do crazy things." Grace recalled how Marcy had glared at her in class. "She had no reason to be jealous, Mom. This whole situation has been just terrible. This town is so messed up." "It's not just this town, honey," Jennifer said. "This darkness is spreading everywhere." "So," Grace said, hope rising in her heart, "I'm a free woman? No more investigation?" "Yes, Grace," her mom said. "You're a free woman." Grace disconnected the call and turned to Sara. "Did you hear all that?" Sara nodded. "Yes, it's a hopeful sign that things are going to be okay." "I hope so," Grace said, her confidence surging, "because what we're about to do scares the crap out of me." She opened the car door. "Let's find this crawling man, and let's kill it." "But where do we even begin?" They walked toward the dark woods at the edge of the school's playground. She took her phone from her pocket and called Ian, who picked up after the second ring. "What have you learned that can help us locate the crawling man?" she asked. "Well, it looks like he likes to live where large numbers of young children would be," Ian replied. "So, if you're at the school, that's a good starting point." Grace put her phone on speaker so Sara could hear. "We actually parked next to the playground," she said. "That's perfect," Ian said. "I'm scrolling through now, and it looks like he sleeps during the day in a nest of some kind. As he sleeps, if he's near children, he can empathically notice their feelings." "He can read their thoughts?" Grace asked. "No, not their thoughts, their feelings," Ian replied. "I think this is how he decides which child to pick." "How so?" Grace asked. Well, the information from the book states that he chooses kids who express a lot of fear and anxiety. So far, all the kids that were taken were from broken families where the dads have left. I think the crawling man picked up on their angst and chose them, Grace. Grace and Sara reached the edge of the forest. Grace looked into the deep shadows. She was apprehensive to go inside. Does it give any specifics about his nest? Is it underground? Well, there isn't a lot about that, Ian replied. But I imagine it would be pretty large and hard to miss. When you do find the nest, you have to kill him by stabbing him with a bone from one of its victims. That is so specific, Grace said. Why? It doesn't say, Ian replied. We're dealing with the supernatural, Sara said. Sometimes it won't make sense. We just do it and hope the information I uploaded from the book is correct. The sun descended closer to the tops of the towering trees of Dunwich Forest, casting autumn gold beams of light through the dark branches above as Grace and Sara stepped into the woods. While they walked, they looked for any sign of a nest. Considering they didn't know what they were looking for, it was all just a guess. It will be dark soon, and we're running out of time, Sara said, checking her phone. It was after 6 o'clock. He will be easier to kill if we can catch him while he's sleeping. We can't let him take another child. After 15 minutes of wandering in the woods, Grace became frustrated. We're never going to find him, she said, plopping down on a stump. I'm supposed to be at the pit in less than 2 hours. If we don't find this thing fast, I will be late, and it will raise suspicion. We'll lose the element of surprise with the runaways. She took a deep breath and exhaled, looking to the sky, seeking inspiration, and that's when she found it. What the heck is that thing? Sara looked up. They were surrounded by large, moss-covered oaks and towering pines and tulip poplars. An especially large oak soared into the sky, its branches catching the red-gold rays of the setting sun, scattering them as the leaves ruffled in the breeze. 20 feet up, where thick branches connected to the trunk, was a large structure made of leaves and what appeared to be thick spider webbing. The girls guessed it was 10 feet high. It was hard to tell how wide because it was so massive and wrapped all the way around the tree. Well, that has to be it, Sara said. It's huge, and it reminds me of a giant hornet's nest. It's easily big enough to hide the bodies of 4 kids. Fear surged through Grace. Her breath caught as she realized the moment of her first battle with a monster was at hand. She forced her anxiety deep down and said, I guess we climb. She hopped up and grabbed the lowest branch and began pulling herself up toward the crawling man's lair. Sara was close behind. As they climbed, Grace realized that they had brought no form of weapon. How could we be so stupid? As if reading her mind, Sara said, When we get inside that thing, I hope there is a bone we can use for a weapon. That's what Ian said we had to use. Grace stopped climbing and looked down at Sara. They shared a grim look as they considered that they would be walking into an abattoir. They resumed their climb, and Grace could clearly see an entrance, which was just a dark hole in the underside of the lair. Upon closer inspection, they saw that the structure was in fact made of leaves and mud and spider silk, or more precisely something like spider silk. It was thicker each strand about the diameter of a guitar string wire. She could also see that in places the structure was reinforced with bones. She could not tell if they were animal or human. She took a moment to muster up her courage as she peered into the hole that served as the lair's entrance. Then she crawled inside, and Sara followed.